I will have to start charging you guys just seriously for late coming.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Get close to your microphone because people will want to hear. All right. All right, so let's start it up. So this is what everybody's in the room, share the live, notify everyone that we are go. All right. So tonight's live. Good night, everyone. Gwanakam, Namaste, Sitaram, and welcome to the 13th edition. How ironic, the 13, number 13. Wow. The 13th edition of the Round Table. Never thought we'd reach this far, but we have. The 13th edition of the Round. And my guest tonight is no other than a very infamous, a very special, well-known person in the TikTok community and the community of West of Vedic astrology, no other than BREN. So, good night, BREN, my brother. Welcome to the round table. All right. I know this is something you've been looking for the longest while. I know for a period you've been advocating it under law, saying that you would make a good guess. I guess, and I'm not tooting my own horn here because a lot of people had said what I'm going to say here. I think a lot of people have seen the positivity of the round table and what it has become and what it does for the practitioners or the individuals I bring up as a guest to showcase who they are, to understand who they are, their background, their upbringings, their struggles, whatever, which can help. This was the main reason that I wanted to do the roundtable, to interact with new and the practitioners of TikTok, so that they can share their life story and all their ups and downs. Because why? They are younger ones who are coming up. They are the future of what we do now. They're coming up, and that aspect of learning. A lot of them are not learning from, the elders, the ones who are still active, and they're not sharing whatever. Not to say you need to share everything, but there are things that one can, be able to bestow or give onto the younger ones who come in to help them, to assist them, because we all, like the elders, have been there before, where someone took time to take us under their wing and guide our steps, our gurus, our parents, whoever it is. So this is why I created this particular platform, to do that. And you are right there up with all the individuals. I have done this from the beginning, when I did it with Jordan, when I did it with Josh, which is Blissful Awakening, when I did it with the rest of the other, with Pika, when I did it with Humble, I did it with Gigi, all the individual Astro, all the individuals that I did this particular live, I did the roundtable with. You are no different from none of them. You are right up there. So without further ado, right, Bren, let's get straight into it. I want you to tell us a little about your upbringing, right? Where you were born, a little about yourself. I didn't get time to tell you this off live, but I will say, because a lot of people who know me know this. So your personal life, your family life, and so forth is out of bounds, meaning I don't go there. Everybody who knows I'm not alive, know for a fact I do talk to you guys before, to let you guys know I don't bring those aspects of your life in. That's your personal life. If you mention it, that's on. If you feel free to mention that too. But I don't bring it in because, again, that's your personal circle. That's your personal space. All right. So you don't have to bring that into it. And I'm not going to segue or lead you into a false place where you have to mention them. It's not going to happen. So I want to understand. We know BREN on TikTok. I want to know BREN off TikTok. Where did you grow up? Your upbringing. Lead us to the point where your spiritual awakening comes into play.
Alrighty, so I guess I'll just start off with where I was born. I was born in Canoga Park, California, on February 5th, that's as far as I'm going. And I pretty much was in a upbringing that was very chaotic, very unstable. My biological mother couldn't take care of me on her own. my biological father, who's passed. Both of them were not fit to take care of me, so my grandparents on my mother's side stepped up and adopted me
All right.
because the back and forth was not the most suitable for a child. But
Right.
nonetheless, as I was being, as I was growing up, life, I was pretty much the reserved one. I was mainly all to myself, and I pretty much just kept to myself. I was also diagnosed in the third grade, I believe, yeah, third grade, with Asperger's syndrome.
Okay.
And I've always had challenges making friends and connecting with other people in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was going through life, pretty much just like every standard, everyday teenager in the States, all of that changed on February 7th at 8:49 p.m. I remember it right to the minute. I got a message on MySpace, and for all of you that know what that is, um, and it was this person who I just never saw before, but I knew them. And I just
Mm-hmm.
was looking at their image, just like, I know you, but I don't know you. How can this? Wait a minute. No, this can't. I don't know. I just know you somehow. And then he sends the first message, and then from there, pretty much that's me and my significant other ever since. Been together for that long, and essentially, how I got into all of this in the first place, honestly, was because of him, but not because of him wanting me to, but indirectly I wanted to be able to learn and take on as much as I can to be able to not only support him, but also support myself and carry us both through life. And also be able to safeguard and protect him when I'm not physically next to him. That was the main intent with it. And I've studied from early was Wiccan, then I moved over into more of the studying of the more of the darker left-handed side, more like the
Mm-hmm.
spiritual Satanism and stuff like that. Yep. And then I just migrated back into pretty much studying a little bit of folk magic, and as well starting the tarot. That was in 27, no 2016 when I started with the tarot.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the in 2017, this is probably where it's going to be like, oh, here come the crocodile tears. But in 2017, I had an incident that almost had me take my own life. I
Right.
came very close, and essentially, I almost had that happen because I thought my significant other was deceased.
Right.
And come to find out, it was somebody pulling a like a stunt to get me out of the picture so they could take him. And essentially, that was how I met my matron deity, who is the Norse goddess El.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the one who, well, best said, stopped me before that could happen. And she, I mean, I can't even describe it. So it's so hard for me to not even break down crying because I'm just so appreciative of her.
Right.
And at that same time, later on that year, in near November, I met my mentor, Russell, and I think I can show a picture of him.
Okay.
Okay, got him. There it is. This, see, I can get out of the way. That's that's my mentor.
All right. Cool. Nice.
He's the one that taught me everything I knew about Yotish, about astrology, even also guided me in any endeavor that I needed help with. He taught me pretty much everything he knew up until his last breath. And he passed away in 2019 to a complication of HIV and AIDS together.
Wow. Okay.
And after his passing, I'm going to take that off. And after
Mm-hmm.
his passing, I pretty much made it my mission to take everything that he's taught me and everything that I've learned, and to pretty much keep his spirit alive by just giving it to everybody as much as I can. So
Right.
that his spirit lives on through all as many people as possible.
All right. Cool. So you mentioned learning, getting into tarot and other stuff, doing the dark arts and so forth. Let's go. Let's go back to that. How was that for you? I mean, learning those particular dark arts. You don't have to necessarily name what they are. I mean, I think everybody should understand the left hand path.
Mhm.
But how was that for you? Learning those particular stuff and come to terms with some of the right rituals.
For me, it was well, because how I'm known for going against the grain.
All right.
Primarily, I learned about the Goetia, but I did not go about the same procedure of like making a seal and then trapping the entity and then compelling it to do whatever I wanted to do.
Right.
For me, that I don't like that because if I'm going to be going towards an entity, it doesn't matter if it's a deva, devi, demon, god, goddess. I shouldn't have to be forcing them to do anything. I should just invite them as in if they're a guest and be hospitable. And I have had not really many incidences of where it's been a bit of a kick in the tush. There was a time or two where I wasn't paying attention and I kind of, yeah, let's just say after having a blowout,
Right.
I learned my lesson. But honestly, that path really taught me the understanding of making sure that everything that I'm saying, if I'm going to say I'm going to do something, that's my word. And whether I like it or not, if I give it my word, they figure out how to get that fulfilled. Somehow, some way, if I can't get it figured out, just at least make it known to them, like, hey, I haven't forgot about this. I haven't had an opportune moment. It's mainly keeping the awareness of making contracts, making commitments, and just making sure that it's not like a debt on, like, say, like a loan. You're keeping up. If you fall behind, if you're not able to make that what's expected, you're able to,
Right.
kind of like that.
No. Cool. 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 No. Understandable. You said you got into tarot. How that came into being, and what describe to me your, I wouldn't say your journey, but describe to me the the path of connecting with your deck. I mean, I have sat with many individuals who are tarot card who have done tarot, and for them, the connecting of the deck was unique, or the calling to the deck, or to getting that was like I always reference Harry Potter here, where doesn't the deck choose the tarot reader and that kind of thing. So tell me, and I know for a fact you have a few. And if you say you don't have a few, you're lying. We know
I have.
majority of tarot has a few decks. Well, all right. So take us through what fascinated you with the aspect of tarot cards, and what was your journey getting to your first deck and connecting with it.
For me, I've always with the tarot, I've I've had like when it first began, I had one reading dragon deck. It was
Mm,
by a former friend of mine who gave it to me. Then that piqued my interest, but I just kept it in the back of my mind. And there was a store where I live called Hastings, and I
mm-hmm,
was walking through the book section. Then I look on the shelf and I see this tarot deck that was for beginners. And I was looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go for it. So I bought it and I purchased it. And when I got it, I unwrapped it. I got the deck and then I just went through each of the cards one by one, just looking. And then I stopped at one card and I just kept looking at it. And it was the Queen of Cups, by the way. And I'm
okay.
just looking at this card and I'm thinking, why is this pulling at me? Like, why am I feeling so drawn to this? Like something literally was like pulling me to it. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just keep that in mind. And I just kept looking at it as I'm just still going through each of the cards. Like my eyes are just going to like looking to the right at it, and I'm just like, what is the deal with this? Then I pretty much the way that I connect with a deck. Well, for me, each of the decks that I have, each one is like a specific language.
Right.
They all speak in a different way. One one let's say one lovers is going to be completely from a different lovers. One lovers is having one individual getting their cut off,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
then the other person is just holding the head. And then there's another one where it's just like the E figure and the Adam figure and the angelic figure in the middle. And there's one that has like four people in it. So each one of those is going to be completely different because I read strictly intuitive.
Nice,
All
nice,
depends on
nice.
what deck I use.
Ah, cool, cool, cool. You mentioned also, well, with the when you met your mentor, your guru, your teacher, you learned all the aspect of astrology and so forth. How was that for you? Because I can tell a person, for me, that is amazed. That is amazed. Literally amazed. Going here, there, and everyone's like, and sometimes it's kind of a little tedious to grasp the fundamentals or whatever it's not. So, but for you, what was it like learning that in aspect, and how did it more or less affected you or change your life, if any?
Oh, yeah, they did. Well, for me, it was in December. I remember that. Just one night randomly, Russell calls me and he says, "Have you ever looked at your Jyotish chart? What is a Jyotish chart?" Okay, tomorrow 5 a.m. I'm gonna call you. You're gonna learn about Jyotish and astrology. He didn't give me a choice.
Mm-hmm.
He just called, and then he called at 5 a.m. I picked up, and then that's when it started. But the way that he was teaching me, it was like every morning at 5 a.m. I had to get myself up before then. I missed once, and I learned the hard way not to miss again. But every morning at 5 a.m. and up until noon, he was teaching me everything that he taught me. And the way that he taught me was constant repetition, repetition. And when he
Mm-hmm.
was moving forward with, like, say, with how the certain grahas are in the certain bhavas,
Mm-hmm.
and he would then go back to like, okay, what's this? What is Surya, the sun, the king? Okay, what's waning Chandra, waning moon? What is Shukra, Venus? And he would just throw those at me randomly, trying to catch me off guard. But he was able to teach me up again until 2019, where that's when he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I essentially went to learn from Sam Gepi, who was the one that got me the certifications for synastry, the Kuta system for horoscope matching, and the whatnot. Then I also did Keppel Raj's course for Jyotish Simplified, and then the Mahadashas, and then the Nakshatra. That's where I got a little bit more on the Nakshatras from my mentor. My mentor, he taught me like the stuff that was regarding like the tales of each of the Nakshatras and the
Right.
symbols, and then actually having me test. Be like, okay, so what animal does the mongoose go to? Uttara Ashada, Purva Ashada, Uttara Ashada, and
Mm-hmm.
testing me in that.
Nice, nice, nice. So you're mentioning Josh and so forth. So we call it Vedic astrology. So for those who may not understand what is Josh or Vedic astrology, could you more or less enlighten them? What is it? For those who may not understand what it is.
Mhm. Now, Jyotish, now, how I'm going to describe it is it's a science,
Mm-hmm.
and it is also part of Hinduism. And it is practiced in a way that is with the intent to understand from the let's see, Jyotish is the study of the celestial grahas, which are King Surya,
Mm-hmm.
Chandra,
Mm-hmm.
which is the moon, Buddha, Mercury, Shrikacharya Guru, Venus, Mangal, Mars, Brihaspati Guru, Jupiter, Shanidev, Saturn, and the nodes Rahu and Ketu. And also,
Right.
if you want to be more technical, the Apagrahas, which are the ghost planets, which are the mathematical points.
Right.
The study of how these grahas who are moving around and then affecting us on this plane, and how their movement is affecting our karma and affecting our lives, and then how we can work with what they're giving us and make the most of it. But then at the
Right.
same time, to also develop ourselves so that way we can help to obtain moksha and liberation.
Beautiful. 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 Right. Um, I love that you said that now because a lot of people now no one have an understanding of that Jewish or what is most commonly known as Vedic astrology. Right? A lot of people have heard about Western astrology. How much difference are they between each other, or how much similar are they to each other?
In terms of differences, it is, well, for me, honestly, it's a night and day, to be honest.
Right.
Because with Vedic, with Jyotish, I just feel better saying
Mm-hmm.
Jyotish. With Jyotish, you're not only learning about astrology, but you're also learning about Hinduism. You're learning about the tales. You're learning about the stories. You're learning how to use your critical thinking skills on how a certain graha in a certain rashi in a certain nakshatra in a certain bhava is weaving together this effect that's impacting you. And in order to understand the astrology, it is imperative to understand each of the tales and understand how each graha is going to be acting in those placements. And it's also, I would have to say, it's a lot, to me, a lot more enjoyable than just Western, because with Western, nothing wrong or nothing against it, but Western, for me, it doesn't have the heart and the soul that Jyotish has. And with Jyotish, this is, I don't know if anybody knew about this, but Western astrology, tropical, yielded from Vedic originally. And originally was used to forecast the weather. And at the same time, also track the mating cycles of animals, their nature, and
Mm-hmm.
tracking nature, the seasons. That's what the main intent of tropical from Vedic was.
All right. Cool. 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 Right. Now, I like that you just explained because I didn't know much of the differences. So I love that you explained that an aspect. Right. How much have now learning or mastering Vedic or Jewish astrology? How much have it has it impact your life in person?
Well, I mean, I have to say, if I'm ever going to be say I master Jyotish, look at me and say no, because I know for a fact, in order for me to master Jyotish, I have like so many lifetimes to go.
Right.
Because in order to completely master Jyotish, well, you have to be God Himself, and
Right.
we can't. There's no way that can happen, at least for me in this moment. But for me, Jyotish has become part of my daily life. Ever since the first day my mentor brought me into it, I have studied it every day, at least a few hours. And I've always studied something, look at the transits, look at the dashas, or just gone over material that I've learned, and then just
Mm-hmm.
relearning something over and over again. It's part of my daily life. And
Right.
it's, I mean, the best part has got to be I've been able to not only help myself, but also provide guidance and support for other people. And at the same time, I've changed lives of people.
Right.
And knowing that I've been a part of somebody's life to help them start going on the right way, That to me is an achievement. That's something I'll be proud of. Being part of somebody's, um, let's say, I don't want to say strategic, but helping somebody be able to get to where they need to go, and then seeing how much they've gone on their own, and being a part of their success.
Hmm.
That's an achievement to me.
Right. So for the young ones, the ones who are now coming up, and who are more or less looking at, those who like the moon and the stars and like astrology. So those who have more or less kind of like leaned or come across Vedic astrology, what is your advice to them when getting into it or learning it in aspect? What is your advice to them that you can give them so that they can hold their attention span? Because I mean, it's a lot of information to actually uphold, to learn, to master about the different elements, the Navgrahas, the Nakshatras, and then you're dealing with the different devas, then the Titis and all that. What advice you can give them who are now going to enter that realm or learning of this vast plethora of information? What advice you can give them so that they don't lose focus nor they don't become burnt out?
I would, the best suggestion that I can suggest, firstly, start with the grahas. Understand the grahas. Start with one graha and spend at least, I would say, as much as you can. But my mentor, he pretty much had me start on Sunday and go the whole week learning about one graha. And then the next week, he added another one. But then I had to also recall from the first one. And then he added the third one on the third week. And then I had to remember the other two. So learning about each graha, essentially, like for example, King Surya. Who's King Surya? He is the king of the grahas. He is the sun. He is the pure one. He is the one who brings light. He is the light in the lantern that we hold up to guide people with Jyotish, the light of God.
Mm-hmm.
And Surya is also the king, the father figure, and in some, it can also represent the government. It can represent the also show where somebody is put on this earth to do, where sun is saying you have to burn this, you have to do this,
Right.
to burn this off you. And then after when you learn about Surya, like what his specific ruling day is, well, yeah, you could probably learn that too. The planetary hours, what day he rules, how to essentially, when it's sunrise, and how you know when it's the first hour of Surya, which
Right.
is on Sunday on sunrise, and also know what specific plants can be used, what his assigned gemstone is, which is ruby, what the substitutes are, what the buildings are, what his planetary um, yantra, which is there could be two, the square, or it can be the one that's the what is that one called? But it's essentially learning all those specifics and take your time with it. And don't be having to think that you have to know them like the back of your hand like that. No. Just take your nice time, learn one by one, and also make it fun, like how I do. Like, actually look at these grahas and try to think, how would this graha behave? Like, for example, Shani. Well, I like to make Shani as this angry old man that expects you to be on your game all the time. If you're not, whack.
So true, so true. Very true, very true. I understand where you're getting at. What I can add to what you're saying, for those who are on the live and is interested in Vedic astrology or learning more about the planetary system, the grahas, there is a plethora of different books you can get. You could go into different Puranas where you will get pieces like them from the Nara Purana, the Vishnu Purana, and all these different books from the Brahmanda Purana. You will get different things from. But if you want one book that has collectively all them together from Seo go back and their mannerisms and all the different things, whatever, there is a book called the Brihat Samhita, right? The Brihat Samhita goes into depth to all of them, their mannerism, their red flags, you name it, their offerings and so forth. So when you go through, you could more or less, okay, am I experiencing these different ailment or doshas that you may call it an aspect to know that, okay, I'm having a Shani situation, I'm having a Rahu and Ketu, I'm having a Surya, Chandra is doing something, Ketu, so whatever, all these different things. So it has that particular book because that has helped me a lot. That is the one I have, and it's one that I'm going to be using in future. So it has that in it. But again, there's a lot of different books in learning about them in an aspect, which will give you details. So pick the one that best suits you in nature. So Brent, we talked about learning the astrology and what young ones can do in aspect and so forth, right? How essential would you say? Because everybody have their different opinions. I wanted from your perspective, how essential and important is knowing astrology? How much, be it Vedic or Western, however you want to look at it, which aspect you want to look at, how important or essential is astrology to everyday life?
I would have to say it is imperative
Okay.
because in order for you to live and pretty much pay off as much of karma as you can, you
Mm-hmm.
have to understand what you're given at the time of your birth
Right.
and take it for how it is. Don't look at it as like, well, I have Vish yoga on my ascendant. That's bad. No, look at what you have. It is what it is. How are you going to make use of it? Because I have Vish yoga, poison
Mm-hmm.
yoga. So it instead of going towards it in a way where you feel like, well, I'm cursed, and I mean this is like honestly, when you know Jyotish, like me having Vish yoga on my lugna,
Mm-hmm.
and when I had Sadasati and Saturn return happen at the same time in Rahu Dasha, that it was the best period of my life, believe it or not. And usually it's believed that how did you survive? It was my best period, but because of knowing that okay, this is what I have, I know Sadasati's second phase is going to become coming, and and Shani return is going to happen. So instead of me being all, oh no, it's going to be dreadful. Nope, I'm going to just be like, okay, that's coming. So I'm going to kick myself into high gear. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to be facing the challenges and not
Right.
just crumble. And instead, just be all, okay, I got a cripple, but I'm going to still keep going. And when Shani stepped exactly right on my ascendant degree, like precisely,
Mm-hmm.
I had one of the wishes that I've been longing for years happen exactly on that day.
Ah,
And
nice.
it's funny because it's like I just knew it was going to happen, and it did. And in a way, I was thinking, you know, Sadasati and Saturn return, it's not bad. It's just if you've put in the effort and if you've been consistent and if you know what these specific points and these transits and these dashas, how they all interweave together, you'll be able to understand that there's nothing really to be afraid of. It's just showing there can be this, there can be that. How are you going to go with it? Are you going to crumble with it or are you going to capitalize on it and work with it?
True, true, very much true. I love that you went there. So we have learned about your upbringing. We have learned the things that have more or less come into your life, learning tarot. You did go to different aspects of the dark faith and other practices and so forth. You met your mentor in the I think what 2000 what 18 what
17.
All right, 2017, where you learn Josh, or what is normal called, what is called normal, what we call Vedic astrology, right? So let's step away from that aspect now. Let's come to TikTok. What was your perspective? Was TikTok a place where you wanted to come share your knowledge, or was it just a place that was a place just to see, well, let's see what people are doing, what they're up to, and so forth? Did you had come into TikTok? Did you had any vision or any ideas that, okay, I am going to do astrology, or so forth, or just TikTok was just an outlet or someone just to pass your time,
Well, because I've actually started on originally YouTube.
right?
Right when my mentor passed, that's when my YouTube channel went up in
Okay.
2019. So over there, I have 8,000 subscribers. And compared to over here, it's not as much. But primarily coming onto TikTok, it was just another avenue just to keep my mentor spirit alive. That's always going to be the core to everything I do, just keeping him alive.
Okay. Okay. So coming to TikTok, so the platforms that you are more or less active on, it is more or less your way of more or less keeping that light, that showing, keeping that loyalty, that faith, and showing that respect to your guru, your teacher, and also lovely, beautiful, beautiful.
And
Um,
I even also, just for, just to show just how committed I am with him, his favorite stone was tanzanite. And before he passed away, I told him, whenever you pass away, I promise that I'll get myself some tanzanite so that way I can always have some way of connecting to you. And then, well, there's tanzanite.
all right, nice, 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 good, good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, so you're on TikTok at this point in time. How has your journey with Vedic astrology and TikTok been? Has it been? Because you told me that on YouTube you have a exuberant amount of subscribers. TikTok not so much, but how has it been with you? How has the TikTok played? How has it been with you since being here? Sharing your knowledge and so forth. How has it been? Are people accepting of it? Are people still more or less kind of like skeptical? How is it when it comes to doing astrology on TikTok?
For me, on TikTok, most of the time, like a good majority of the time, it's always been easy and it's been well accepted. I've had very few, if not I would have to say maximum 3 incidents where I've had to kind of, well, have someone snappy at them. But it's been welcomed, and there have been some people that have kind of had a preconceived notion that, oh, you do Vedic. Well, they're always negative. No, Vedic isn't always negative. That's no. And it's just like the rumors of saying that Vedic is cruel and it's mean. Well, Jyotish is the light of God. The light is revealing stuff you don't want to see. If you cannot withstand it, then you shouldn't study astrology then. You have to be
True.
able to understand, that's what it is. Good, bad, don't matter. How are you going to handle with it?
Very much true. Very, very much true. Because I have to admit, Brent, you do have a unique style. I have looked at other practitioners, other Vedic, individuals that do that. And, while everyone tends to go according to the school of thought that they came from, your style is very unorthodox. It's not everything that is black and white that has to go according to the book and everything, and it's stringent and that. For me, the way you do it is that you bring life, you take the ups and downs, you use analogy of things around you to teach, to guide, to enlighten the individual. I mean, the way your particular style, which I find, again, I said, is very unorthodox. I always say that, okay, when everybody asks me what Bren, I was like, okay, Bren is eccentric. The way Bren does his stuff, you don't get that from anybody else, and so forth. Because you get a play, you get a show, you get a story, you get something, whatever, for him to show you all the different things where you are and what you're about. And for me, that's unique because, again, a lot of people have stuff's going on in their life. They have things going on in their life. There's problems they're facing. And the way you do stuff is that for that mere few minutes that you are giving them reading advice or, enlightening them, you're literally taking them away from whatever they're facing and allow them to breathe. And for me, I find that very admirable. I find that very respectable in aspect. And my dear friend, I would encourage you to continue going that path because why? It is something that is needed because, again, people are facing so much and you at least allow them to breathe if it's just for a few minutes. And that is a big thing. And I don't necessarily get that from other people. Yes, some people are very concerned in some particular way. I'm not taking away from other practitioners, but your style itself has been something that is beyond other practitioners. And I admire you for that and I respect you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it has that in nature and so forth. Um, I want to ask, so you've been on TikTok, how long now? How many years have you been on TikTok?
It would have to be, well, I had I had this account, funny enough, all the way back when it was still called Musical.ly, I think. But
Uh-huh.
I didn't have anything posted on here. But when I first really started to go into this, it was early of, I believe it was around 2022, I believe, like the kind of the nearest end of it. That's when I started to really move forward and onto the TikTok. Yeah.
Right. Right, cool. So you're on TikTok. You are well known because I have been, as again, I have been to other platforms, and I drop your name, and it's like, yes, they know you. Like one or two of the other individuals, and I can call them name, like for instance, Astro. A lot of people know Astro. A lot of people know Astro. Likewise, a lot of people know you. So when it comes to like Western astrology, that the first name pops up there, or the most popular name when the first three would normally be Astro. When it comes to Vedic, you're in that first three also. Right? That is on TikTok. So that for me, I said, okay, wow, that says a lot for me. So I know that you do every so often you go up according to your schedule, and I know that from what you were showing, you showed a lot of people, and you shared with me, you are now in your new place
Mm-hmm.
that you moved in and whatever and so forth. The last time we spoke, so I know that is a scene by itself. That's a up and down. That's a roller coaster ride by itself. Put things together, this and that, and so forth. So when that is done, when you're settled in and whatever, because with that comes the idea, okay, I'm going to create a space within my home, which is going to be my office for doing what I do, and all that different things. I mean, I I have done that, and I'm going to actually upgrade eventually. Are we going to see? What I want to find out here, what I want to ask, are we going to see collaborations with other astrologers, not just in tarot? Because I know that you have been on lives with other individuals who are into tarot, and a few of them one or two of them are here. Like my sister, my good friend, sister like Sarah Lynn and so forth. I know you guys have been there. I know I've seen you on Source, which is Darius Live and so forth. So I've seen you all in different places. But are we going to see where that you are going to do like lives or mini series with other Vedic astrologers to really to break down it a little more? Because again, it is something that a lot of people are aware of. It is something that a lot of people are now learn as more or less coming into, because they're so accustomed with Western astrology. So a lot of people are leaning to the Vedic. So are we going to see collaborations between you and other Vedic astrologers? Those that you may know.
Well, it's because for me, the only astrologers that I know that do Vedic, to my knowledge, there was one. Um, there was it was actually a couple. I don't know exactly where they went. Um, Other than that, the only other Vedic astrologer that I know is I'm not sure if you're familiar with Doctor Arjun Pai.
Yeah, I know the person.
Yeah, I had a reading with him. I mean, let me just say, whoa. And I would have to say to collab with other people regarding astrology, I would say I'm open to it,
Hmm.
but it's just I'm not pushing myself to chase after it. If it comes
True.
to me, I'm open to it.
If the opportunity presents itself, and even if it does, and I understand where you're going to come, even if it presents itself and it's everything is perfect, because something could present itself, but not everything is where it needs to be. You would choose. Is it okay? Can I would I go or not go? I understand. I understand that an aspect, because I mean, and I could promote now. You and I have been plotting for a while, and come next month we'll execute it, where we are going to do a 3 live series on no on the Nograhas on the planet on this aspect, where we're going to choose 3 grahas every 3 planetary per life, and we're going to discuss them in detail. I'm going to bring the aspect of the origins, their rituals, their rites, their offerings, their fasting, and all the different things and aspects of their doshas, their ailments, so people could actually know when, how, and why. And you, my friend, I would seek from you the Vedic astrology aspect. When this particular graha is in this particular house or that house, and is mingling with this particular, um, you know, oh geez, what I'm looking for, the signs, your horoscope, with any of the different horoscope
Rashes.
signs. Yeah, what are the pros and cons on that and so forth? Because a lot of people have been programmed to believe that the grahas and them are always negative. Right? They have been programmed to believe that they are negative and that you cannot get anything positive. Which for me, it's a lie. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Once you maintain, once you acknowledge, and this is what, and I will put this out there because I did talk about in my life too, and I talked about people having who are non-Hindus, non-Indians, having Hindu experiences, right? For instance, you're non-Indian, you're a
Mhm.
non-Hindu, and you're doing Vedic astrology. And I know for a fact there are certain rites and rituals according to the grahas and them that you are maintaining. Likewise, there are certain individuals that I have talked to that they have come across, even today, and I will not mention who the person is, but today I talked to this person, and that person talk about Shani, and that person loves Shani, loves looks up to Shani as a father figure. And I told the person, I said the only person next to you would be Bren.
Yep.
And they know you. They know you. They know you. It's like, yes. I was like, and it was like, I said, yeah. Bren adores Shani. He adores Shani in every aspect. So I said, both of you have a lot in common. But again, they are individuals who are non-Hindus, non-Indians, that are having these particular experiences with these grahas or devas or devatas or whatever, and they would like to understand them more, and they would like to more or less venerate, acknowledge. They're not joining the faith. They're not converting into a Hindu to be a Hindu and do all the rites and rituals that I may follow as a Hindu, but they feel compelled and whatever to acknowledge, to offer a glass of water, a fruit, a flower somehow, and they would like to know, well, what days and whatever. So by doing this 3 live series that we're going to do the grahas and them, this will bring light and education to them, enlightenment to them, which they will understand more about them and be able to more or less go about, you know, giving veneration, giving some showing some sort of loyalty or appreciation. So it has that in nature, right? So we have that in particular, and that is something that is going to come very, very soon, which is actually next month, and so forth. So by the time my second roster comes into play, I will liaise with you, and we will discuss. We will choose which one of the girls we go start with, and which are for whatever at the time. Because according to my schedule, I know you're busy too, so we will look at all that. So at this particular point is where I want to put you on the hot seat. I
Okay.
want to put you on the hot seat, where I call certain names of practitioners or individuals on TikTok, and I want you to give me your opinion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I know that you have more or less interacted with a lot of individuals. So let's see where are you when it comes to these individuals. All right. I will start with the obvious, Sarah Lynn.
Very intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
knows her stuff, and a really reliable source, and is
Right.
able to explain things that are complex in a way where it makes you even more curious to learn from her and to dig deeper in the subject.
Right. Source vessel Darius.
I adore him. He's just always in an uplifted good mood.
Right. Good. 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 Astro.
Well,
Keep it
at
short.
first it was like, what the heck? What do you mean you teach like that? Get out of my life.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
but then because of it, ironically, Sarah
Mm.
came back together, and actually because of that, I mean, I'm really glad that friendship came together because I mean, we've poured into each other.
Yeah. Astro is he is a brilliant mind. Brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. A lot of people misunderstand him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because of how he executes himself or the way he carries about. But they don't understand for him, it's a passion. It's
Yes.
just not a job or a work. It's life. Astrology
Mm-hmm.
for him is life in aspect. And he wants everybody to understand it. He wants
Mm-hmm.
everybody to more or less to harness the tools and the keys to that will help them and assist them in their life. And he just wants to give. He just
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to help and give as much. And I think, yes, sometimes he goes off the deep end, sometimes he flies off, of the hand and whatever this and that. And I understand that because he's that passionate and whatever. And yeah, he may say things a little, sometimes he may talk a little out of context, but you have to understand the nature of the individual. And once you do, you know that he's harmless. He's just harmless. It's just that it is something that is very much ingrained in with his emotions and whatever, and it is where it is. And and again, he has always given me he gave me one very sound advice. He told me, Tantra, you cannot love everybody the same way. It has some people that you will have to keep them at bay, keep them far. It has some people that you will have to cut them out. And he was correct. Honestly, he was correct. And that has more or less aided me in a lot. So it has that. Pika.
Aries giggle. Honestly, she reminds me of like the gym that I used to own and work at.
Right.
She reminds me of the original owner. Like the same personality, even the same hair color, the same voice, like almost the same facial structure. I mean, it's kind of like, wait a minute, did you just change bodies all of a sudden? Mm. But sh I like having her around because she's able to just go, okay, how come we're being a little bit too serious here? Lighten up.
True. Very much true. Very much true. Soul's Journey.
Oh, I adore Robin. I mean, always uplifting and just very considerate.
Nice. Nice. Love her. Humble.
I am so proud of her. She has taken all that I've given her and she has put it into practice.
No, yes, you're correct. And I can add to that. Um, the humble that I met when I came onto TikTok, when I was ushered into the fraternity or the community, the humble I met was someone that was very much innocent. She was looking for a vision. She was looking for a site, something that she can call home, something that she could more or less call a safe space, because she has been through a lot of stuff and whatever. And sadly enough, she entered it into things, and it still didn't go her way, and she stepped away from the TikTok, or stepped away from the busy aspects um of the, or more or less the community, I should be able to say. And she did certain things. She more or less, she went into exile to some extent, as she called it, chopping wood, toting water. And the humble that we see now is more refined. It is more, she's more focused, more centered, very, very chilled. And whatever is that, she is a very hard worker. I know that she's been doing behind the work scenes with certain individuals. I will not call name, because they're working on something very magnificent, and soon that will be made known to everyone. But she's been working with certain big names in the community, doing stuff behind the scenes, and she has come a long, 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 long way. And yeah, I am proud of her journey and what where she has reached. Um, Talking about big wigs, Jordan.
You know, I'm also proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
He has, I mean, like how he used to have his lives like almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first went into there a few times, and I'm just like, wow, yes. Oh, I haven't heard anybody mention that in a long time.
True.
So, okay, all right. The clip off, okay, all right. Okay, yeah. He he also has come a long way,
Yes. Yes,
and
come along.
he is. If he keeps the course, I can see him accomplishing great things.
True.
He's still on the right path.
All right. Well, a next famous individual who I always give credit. She found me when I was doing my thing in the Caribbean, and she introduced me to you guys and brought me into our community where I was welcomed with open arms and has been loved. Devi Durga.
Oh, I mean, I don't even have words. I don't
I
even have
have,
any words
I have,
because,
but I can't use them. I can't use them on TikTok.
but I mean, truthfully, I've always just felt relieved and just secure whenever I've spoken.
I wait one sec. Before you continue, all I would say, ma'am, from powdered, you went from full cream milk to powder milk. Full stop. Continue, Brent.
Because with Debbie, I'm trying to remember how did I meet her. I'm trying to even remember. I think I was on Derek's live. I think was I. I think I was. But anyway, when I met her, it's just I felt like more. I, I don't even have the words. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have the words. It's
Okay.
just I just felt like I moved up. If that makes sense, that's the best way I can put it. I have no. I have no
True.
words.
Me, as I
Extremely.
said, I have plenty, but I can't use it on TikTok. So, all right. So, moving on. So we have Davey. We just had Alien T.
I like the lives that he has, and it also he's also very inclusive, very gentle, easygoing, considerate, and also in a way kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like he is what is that? Like when you have that one uncle in the family that everybody goes to and everybody likes.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like that.
All right, cool. All right, all right. I always call him Moses, but
Moses.
all right, but small thing. Who else? Beth.
Oh, Beth. Oh, where do I even start with that? I mean, her her little laugh and her chuckle and her antics. That's all I can say.
I made her cry on her live.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh yes, she was there when I asked her, "Would you honor me?" So that kind of thing. No, because she had it in her. She had that aspect of doing great stuff, and she did. She listened and she did the live, and it was perfect. And that thing. So another individual that I respect in the community, someone that I never thought I would have gotten their attention, but I did. Someone that I am very much intimidated by in every way possible because she has that fiery element in nature, which would be Nella, or now known as Venus Solarium.
Oh, Nella. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. She has soul, like life in her.
Hmm.
She, I, I mean, the best way I can describe her is like think of an Amazoness from Greek mythology.
Right.
He is fighting on behalf of the Devi, the goddess.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I can very much relate that. I can vouch for that. However, how ironic, and I can promote it now too, and I will promote it at the end of the live, that the 14th edition of the Round Table, Nella is going to be my guest.
Yay!
I know that she is going to be intimidated via communication that we have, the one or two little communications that we have had. I have promised to make her cry. I have promised to make her cry. All right. Because I think it was when I was doing the last live I did last year for the roundtable, which was humble. And I was live during the hour before, and she came in. She came in the room, and I pulled her up, and I asked her because I never really messaged her in any aspect. I know she would have come in when I'm doing lives and acknowledge me, Sitaram Namaste, and whatever, and hi Tantra. And that's the kind of thing communication we would have had. But to the point that to really kind of like talk to each other in that aspect, not necessarily. So I did pull her up, and she came up, and it felt right at the correct time, at that time. And I asked her, and she was shocked. She was shocked. She was flawed because she didn't think that someone would ask her, that someone would be observing what she does and all the different. So she was very much, she was very much humbled, and she was very much, and she did accept, and I was glad for that. Hold up. I'm still waiting for my round table. Ma'am, we Indian people don't have round table. We just spread pal on the ground. We just spread cloth on the ground. We don't have table. We don't have square, no round, no triangle. We just spread cloth on the ground and eat from a leaf. So if you want to sit down on the ground and eat from a leaf, no scene. But we Indian people don't have round table. Right? So that kind of thing. But don't worry, Davey. Get your time coming. Don't worry. It's coming. Somewhere down in this year, yeah, we will get to that. I go find a nice place outside, but yeah, banana. Yes, banana. I'll find somewhere by a mango tree, spread a pal, get some curry, right, and we got have that particular life. So, Brent, sorry for hijacking your life there. So, we talked about Nella, we talked about Astra and River, we talked about Beth. Cassie.
Cassie. Well, I like how she is quick, like
Yes.
on the spot, and I like how she also works well with and focuses mainly with numerology.
Right. So she's good. My particular, I call her my buddy bud, which for me she's a hell. I always call she the Hellcat. Pixie.
Pixie. You know, I cherish Pixie.
Yes.
Because she actually spent her and what's the boyfriend that she's with, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but they spent about at least 4 to 5 hours on the phone with me to help get my mind clear one night. I didn't really ask them; they just took that initiative.
Yeah. 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 Beautiful. Beautiful. Who am I missing? Beth. That. Who am I missing? Uh, who am I really missing, Roy? Pixie. This that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maria. Is Maria or Mary?
Mary,
I think it's Mary. The
she,
last,
yeah,
the
she's the one
last.
that's in Astro's life most of the time.
Yes.
You know, sweet and love hearing her speak. Just so sweet. And I know, don't step her on because
All right. Well, Nella is stating that when I asked, am I missing anybody? So Nella gave you the last person. There's a lot of people, but I want to maintain a particular stride too, because there's so many different names. Because I want to give people in the comment section to come up with it. Yeah. Oh no, Saul. So before we go, Saul was that I did Jordan. So Saul.
now here's the interesting part. I haven't really spoken with Saul that much, so I'm not really completely sure, but I do know the way that he is able to use logic and to go with like deductive reasoning with things. I like how it is very systematic and it's logical. And if something just doesn't click, he just
Yeah, true. Very. He's a brilliant mind. Brilliant mind. Right. Well, last but not least, because I know there's a lot more I can call, but last but not least, Tantra Child.
I'm really grateful that I met you.
Me? What did I do?
Yes, you. No,
What
the
did
other
I do?
cancer child. Yes, you. I mean, if anything, it's you're pretty much reaffirming to me what I've learned and making me feel like, okay, I feel like I've like all that I've learned from my mentor, I was taught and I'm honoring it correctly.
Right.
And even when if I make like a mistake or like if I say something wrong, I know that you'll fix it. You'll correct me.
Yeah,
And,
true. It is. I mean, we all make mistakes, and to have all this particular knowledge, whatever, things do slip us. As time we do slip up, so it has that aspect, and it's not like to come down on something. No, it's like, okay, Brian, well, you said something that is not all that fully correct. It's actually this one. That is how it's supposed to be.
mm-hmm.
All right, so we have that in nature. So thing. I never, okay, you're kind of thankful that you found me. We know Davy would say differently. Right now she might be regretting it. Such is life. So at this particular time, my dear boy, the same individuals, once they're in the life, whoever here, because I know it's a Sunday and a lot of people are different, but again, this was the only time I could have done it, and I do apologize. So what I'm going to do is open the live, change the grid, and bring up people who are in the comment section who've been commenting, who would like to come up and tell you what you mean to them.
Mm-hmm.
What is going to happen when they do that? I'm going to allow them to ask you a question that they may want answered.
Mm-hmm.
So let's change the grid.
If we can turn on the light real quick so that way we can still see me and it's not like nighttime. I think that was fine. That was a prank. There you go.
Eight. All right, so let's put you on expand you. So just give me 1 second, I'll be back. So everybody just send a request and I'll bring you up just now.
Intermission.
Here I am back here. All right. Let's see who wants to come up. So Alyssa. Let's see. Mm-hmm. All right. As you guys come up, just mute. Let's see who else is here. I thought I now send this one up to, I now send her in. All right. And I read it so lovely. All right. Anyone else want to come up? Just click and you can come. So we will start with Nella, right? And then we'll move to Sarah and then to Alyssa. I'm looking for Davy. I don't know where she is, but if she pops in, I will bring her up. I know she's be busy too on a Sunday. So yeah. Now, floor is yours.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Why am I already crying?
Wait until you're on the round table. You will cry. Walk with a blanket. Walk with a sheet.
I am already crying because even though I do not speak with BREN often, and I don't really speak often with anyone, of being a hermit.
Right.
But it's like when I feel and experience BREN, I experience his beautiful inner child.
Right.
I see his innocence. I feel his passion. I honor how devoted and grateful he is for the people who have made an impact in his life. Brand for me, how I experience him, there is loyalty, there is a desire to be at service. His divine feminine, she is the best. She's an artist. She's different. She's wild. She's mystic. His divine masculine, he is a very strong divine masculine too. He's a warrior. I honor you, Bren, for what you have to offer. I honor you in every way, I'm just so grateful that your authenticity, Bren. Okay? Your authenticity is to be honored and is beautiful. I know you can feel my love. I feel Divine Mother right now. I just want to let you know that your efforts are being seen, okay? That I am grateful for your devotion. The Divine Mother says, I see you. I know that you are doing the best you can every time. I know that you do not run away from, your duties to be at service, that you're someone who carries a lot of royalty and loyalty, your loyalty and devotion. And so I felt guided to be here and to hold this space for you and your beautiful child. he is he is wild and free. He's a nature lover. He's caring, and he's very, very different. And what I want to ask you is, where do you want to go moving forward? Like, what is the dream? How can we support you? What is it where you are? And yeah, that's what I would like to ask you, my love.
Wow.
Thank you.
That is a fucking awesome question. Thank you for asking that. Beautiful, beautiful question.
Um, actually, let me see. I think I actually have a picture. Let me see. I hope I do. I hope I saved it. If I didn't save it, crap. If I did not save it, I will just go back and grab it then. Because I know for a fact I thought I did. No, I did not. So let me grab it real quick. Hold on. I'll be back in the shake.
Hmm.
He's so cute, man. He is just so cute. And Tantra, thank you so
Uh-huh.
much for holding a space for all of us. This space is beautiful.
Not a problem. Not a problem. This is what, honestly, when I did the first one, the first live, the first roundtable, I did not foresee all this. The roundtable took on a life of its own, and I just went along with the energy. Where how the energy went and how it developed and it matured and expanded, I just went along with it. I didn't try to convert it. I didn't try to control it. I just let it flourish, and it is what it is now. To where a lot of people love it, they look forward to it, and a lot of people want. They are waiting. Beta Brett, is Tantra Child going to pop up on a live here while I'm here? Is he going to ask me? Is he going to ask this person? We don't know. It's that kind of that kind of thrill and so forth. Suspense is what a lot of people
Well,
look at.
that got cut off. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's where I need to be. And that's my other half.
Nice, cool.
And he's essentially who I call, like how Radha is to Krishna. That's my Krishna.
Okay. That's
Nice,
beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, Bren.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Sarah.
I just want to apologize because it's super loud where I'm at, but I had to come
Not
up.
not a problem.
I'm gonna tell you the first time that I met Bren, I'm like, okay, he seems okay. He's a very nice kid. I thought he was much younger than he was just by looking at him on a live. But we had a phone call and he read my astrology chart. And I'm pretty hard to read even with astrology. And I'm like, okay, he's probably not going to pick up anything. I wasn't expecting much at all. He told me things about me that I don't tell people. And he did it with astrology. So I was completely blown away, just completely blown away by the amount of knowledge that he was able to pick up just from reading my chart, because he doesn't just read the chart. He reads the energy that's also associated with it. So he gets a lot more than your typical Vedic astrologer, or any astrologer for that matter. And that blew me away. I was not expecting that. I'm like, he's young. He's not going to be that great. I mean, how good can you be? But I was completely, completely and utterly shocked. But he will tell you that was my reaction on the phone.
How'd you know I had that many days of a fast? How'd you know that? Just reading what the chart says.
All right, cool. Sarah, if you want to ask your question one time, you could go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if I have a question, but that story that he just hinted at was actually just a couple weeks ago. I had called him up and I asked him a specific question, and what he told me had nothing to do with the question. And he did answer the question, but the words that he said is, 40 days is connected with you. Do you fast every 40 days? And I do like a complete ritual like every 40 days. Nobody knows like when I'm doing it because I don't tell people.
Right.
And it's not something, I mean, most people know that I fast, but they don't know when. And BREN, I've never given a time period at all. And BREN's like, oh, you have a 40-day time period. That's when you do your fast. And that's when I do a lot of other ritualistic things too. And he was able to just pick that up from looking at my chart and, feeling that energy and connecting with it. It was truly amazing. But I can't think of a question I'd have for you other than when are you going live next?
Well, that honestly, I do want to be doing more live streams just to go live and just put myself out there more. And it's just getting more used to the fact it's like just hit the go live button. You might have to sit around and just pass time and whatever, but put yourself out there and see what happens. Because usually at first you think, oh, there's nobody in the room. That's zero. What's the point? And that's the hurdle that I'm slowly getting over, very slowly. But you can probably expect possibly, even tonight, possibly.
Right, cool. Alessandra, you next, but hold 1 second. There's something that has popped in my brain up to that point that I want to ask Brent, would he be able to do it? Because I think he would be essential to it. So last week, and Sarah was there. Last week, earlier this week, when I did my live, what I was supposed to do, the 16 steps of puja, and my friend Dana came up, Alyssa met her also. She kind of took over the live, allow her to have discourse with people. Anyone can have asked her questions because she's so busy doing Devi worship, and she chose and she gave us 2 hours of her time, which I enjoyed. Which eventually, for those who have messaged me, next week Friday I will do the live. People have been asking me to do the live still because they want me to go through all the different steps and the conversions or the substitutes if they don't have certain things. So that's going to be done. I think is the 31st or the 30th, which is the Friday. Not too sure, but Friday coming, right? There was a person that was on the live, and that person was a transgender. The person was a transgender, and they were from Spain, and they were having issues and so forth. From being who they are and what they are, I should say. So we were talking about Hinduism and so forth, and I told Dana that she gave me an idea of doing Hinduism via LGBTQ community, because there's so much not understood, and there's a lot of people that more or less say that Hinduism doesn't accept and it's like how the other faiths are, which is wrong. Ooh. So there is one person that right now is advocating for the LGBTQ community because of things that are happening, and this would be a beautiful mind, a beautiful sister that Sarah Lynn has more or less introduced me to, and this is Jolene. She is a brilliant man. She's compassionate and everything, but yet she has that fire. She has that fire to stand up, even though it means standing up alone. She would do that. And, she and I had talked since the first time. We hit it off. We literally hit it off. We just talk a lot. We talk crap. We talk everything. And I wanted to do do that live with her. But Bren, I'm not saying I'm switching from Jolene. Jolene's going to be there because I want Jolene. But I want you as an addition to that also. Because besides you being of that orientation and so forth, and if I'm saying something wrong, I do apologize. If I'm saying it wrong, because I try my best to more or less tread lightly.
You're good.
All right. So I want you, because that is your life choice, not to expose it, but because you're someone who is living that. But also there's an element of where the grahas, the planetary system, plays a factor with that aspect of life also, as every other particular faith. So I want you to bring in the Vedic or the Hindu aspect of it when I do that live. You and I and Jolene will sit down and we will discuss when exactly this is going to be done. We will promote it and we will do it.
Mhm.
You, I, and Jolene will do that where LGBTQ within Hinduism and the
Mhm.
so-called misconceptions and whatever. I will bring all the stories and all the Puranas. Jolene is going to bring her that aspect of advocating and fighting. I want you to bring in the grahas, the aspect of Vedic astrology or astrology on the whole, where that is concerned.
Yep, I'll do that. And I mean, my brain's already going like, okay, we need a Buddha in this. We also need to have Shani in this. We also need to have Rahu in this. Yeah,
Right, cool, beautiful.
especially
So,
Buddha.
all right.
Especially Buddha.
All right, Alyssa, I do apologize for keeping you back so long. So the floor is yours, my dear.
No, 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 no. You're all good.
All right.
First of all, I would love to just say, Bren, you are a literal beam of light. I've known you now for, what, 2 years since the start of my, starting my platform on TikTok and really started speaking for Hinduism. And it has been such an amazing journey that I've seen you go on. And knowing you personally the way that I do, having the conversations that I've had with you, you bring so much insight into people's lives when you give them readings. And you have this ability to channel the energy of Shakti so well and to communicate so well with the divine Ma. And I love, love, love. I would go to you over almost anyone else to do any kind of reading for me. And you know that. That's why I always come to you. Because she speaks through you so well. You are a tool. You are a vessel for her. And I'm so grateful for your existence. I'm so, so freaking grateful for you.
Is Alyssa crying?
A little bit, because you were crying. We've known each other a long time, so you know.
Oh my God, are you showing your femininity? My Lord.
I'm just a girl.
Where's your balls?
Somewhere.
All
just,
right.
but
All right, cool,
Ren
beautiful.
knows,
But I love.
Ren
Go ahead.
knows how difficult it is for me to have other people read me because of the energy that I bring to the table. And he does it. He just flows so beautifully. He has gone through so much, and the amount of things that I know about him, I bow down to you, Bren, so humbly. You're so
Wow.
amazing.
Wow. Nice.
I'm
Okay,
so
cool.
grateful.
Would you
Thank
like
you
to
for that.
ask Bren a question?
Not really. I don't really have much to ask him except to, keep doing what you're doing and reach out to the people who are here for you. Like, we care so much about you, dude. You like to fight on your own and power through things, so you're not alone.
Nah, cool. Beautiful. So next, the individual who went from full cream milk to powder milk, Devi Durga.
Namaste, namaskara to everybody. I will address that later because this is not about me. This is about a wonderful individual that to me, I will always, always look at him as the summa of life because this individual is a nectar of life, a nectar of the devatas. Because not only is Brant so wise, he is beyond what most people think. Because he is someone that can actually put himself in your shoes when not many people can actually do that now in these days. And not only can he put himself in the shoes, you can feel it. The way that this, I'm going to call him Suma because to me, he is the nectar of life. He is my Suma, my Chandra. He is awesome. He is the darkness but he is also the light of the darkness. I will always admire him and always, and he knows this, I've referred a few clients that wanted an authentic reading to him because he is that awesome. Anybody that wants a true, authentic reading, the way that Brant does it, please follow him. Please do it because it's a must. It's a one in a lifetime experience with him. Like you will have an experience that you will be shocked in so many things. That's all I can say. And I first met him in a live with Derek. Then from that live, we jumped into Alyssa's live because I said, you need to meet my friend Alyssa. And from then on, we've been like, he's been like my kid. He's been like my putro. I love him. He is truly amazing. He does amazing readings. He does so many amazing things. Not to mention, he is an author. So awesome, just awesome in every shape and form. I just wish that he continues to do what he does. The only thing I would say is he needs to realize that he is his own suma. He is his own nectar of life. Sometimes, anybody that is in a practice, we give, and we forget about ourselves. And I'm personally guilty of that. So is Brant. So is many other people up in here and everywhere. But he is a truly amazing individual. I truly admire him. Please subscribe. Please follow him because he's just great. He will even get to the point of knowing why is it that this specific seed of a problem is happening in this lifetime, which not many people can do that besides myself. I've only seen him to be able to do this. Not many other people have been able to do this, which again, he's amazing. He's amazing. Please don't ever stop doing what you're doing. Don't let anybody else tell you that you're not doing this correctly or that you're not doing great when you are. And, Brent and I, we can relate because as him and I, we've had this conversation about how when you are following the path of the Siddhanta Dharma, when you are the light skin color, you get called the Firangi or Firangi, however you wish to pronounce it. And he and I, we've connected in this situation because we are of light skin. And I've always said to him, you yourself are so amazing that anybody that is not of your complexion, that supposedly, they know better that you're a Firangi, don't ever let them think that just because you were born in the US, do not know anything of what you're speaking about. Because you know even a whole lot more. A whole lot more. So, you definitely have my approval in every shape or form. Not that you needed it in any shape or form, but you're just amazing. You, like I said, you are the light and you can be the darkness. But no matter what, you are the guidance when someone is lost.
Wow, 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 wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Saul, floor is yours.
Brent, Bren. Bren, I wanted to share my appreciation for knowing you. You are a person who has this extreme wisdom that is really understated, which I see as a humility on your part. You are a person who has the ability to receive, to listen, to take in, and to respond in accordance with what would be really uplifting, empowering, enlightening. And I appreciate that. I've seen you interact with a variety of people, and there are a few things that stand out. One, this joy. There's this always this underlying joy that you exude, and that translates into this energy that really uplifts. There's this depth that is always present. And when speaking with you, it has this way of making itself known. I remember you having some expression in regards to stones and crystals, and you were able to really resonate on a level of depth that very few could. And I appreciate that very much because of how much those elements mean to me. And you just taught me even more, and I appreciate that. I also wanted to make clear to you how much you are an inspiration to me because of your ability to be honest. You are definitely a person who is genuine in who you are, what you feel, what you see, and how you interface with people. So, Bren, I wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate you very, very much.
Nice, nice, nice. Humble.
BREN, I love you. Like, I just absolutely love you. Since you have come into my life on my spiritual journey, my experience of you has been that of humility, an eagerness, and a deep desire to teach others and to carry on the lineage and the traditions of your own mentor, who gave you such beautiful gifts of his own teachings. And I would say that he would be incredibly proud of you today, seeing that you have not only embodied his teachings, but you have taken it well beyond what he could ever have done. His ceiling was truly your floor. And I love seeing how you teach others and you share from the love of your heart of knowledge and wisdom and practical teachings that you have incorporated every day, multiple different cultures of these modalities into your teachings. You are a wealth of knowledge, but you're also a wealth of love and abundant joy. And I am a better person because you are in my life. So thank you for what you have gifted me with just being you. I'm grateful for that.
Nice, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so one, if there's anyone else from the comment section would like to come up to offer Bren his flowers, you can more than do that by clicking the request sign. From Davy, Bren, Davy, Saul, and Humble. Is there any question that you may want to ask Bren at this point in time? Something that you are curious about and you didn't have an answer, so now that you have his attention, that you could ask.
Yes, I do.
Good.
Bren, what is your next adventure on your spiritual journey that is going to nourish your soul now that you have been out here watering all of us? What is it that you are going to do to nourish your soul next?
Well, it's hold on. Let me get it back up on the,
Thanks, Kim.
I have to get it back on the screen. Hold on. I'll keep it simple. If I can. Where the heck did it go? Oh, bloody heck. No. Where the heck did it go? I just had it. Up there we go. Just to get back to him.
Right? Understandable.
Yep. Well, I mean, it was gonna be cute in my head. It was cute in my head, okay.
I think it's lovely, honey, and I think it's beautiful how you love him.
Mm-hmm. What? It's kind of okay. That's trippy. Just how that looks, that's just a bit trippy, but yeah.
Okay. Doesn't you're being honest, and that's a good thing. I mean, if no one can respect your honesty, I don't know. And I mean, I have to go with Saul here that your honesty is pristine, it is sharp, it is bright, but yet it is not overwhelming, it's not overpowering, it is subtle, and that for me goes a long way. I mean, truth can be different things at different time, but yours has always maintained a momentum and a stride. So yeah, that's a good thing. All
Been
right.
there for 15 years.
All right, cool. Well, if there's no one else to come up to say anything, right, at this point, I would announce the name for the other live, which she is actually on the panel. So the 40th edition of the round table, which is supposed to will be in the next 2 weeks, my guess is going to be no other than Nella, aka Venus Solarium. All right. She is going to be my guest on the round table at that particular time. Right. BREN, you are an inspiration to all of us. Since the day you and I have met, you have always, showed me great respect. You have, given me your friendship, and you have honored. You have been there when I needed someone to talk to. And for me, where you have always stated in most of your lives, or when you're taking something, if you're not too sure where Hinduism aspects are concerned, you have always given me or Devi that props to, like, if they say it's so, you can trust them and whatever. For the little time that you had known me, you put that amount of faith into me. That was humbling. In that aspect, because even at that time I was struggling. I was struggling with a lot of internal demons and so forth. I had more or less, I had wronged. All right, humble, no problem, understandable. I had wronged some people, and I was trying to amend for those particular stuff. But you never changed. You maintained that friendship. You were supportive in every aspect. To see that evolution of Tantra Child to where it is now. And because of, like, you, Sarah, Venus, Saul, Humble, I am where I am. I am not Tantra Child without any one of you. Every one of you are like the different aspects of roots to what Tantra Child. If Tantra Child is a tree, you guys are my roots in aspect. You have more or less given me that space, helping me to support my limbs and my intelligence and all the things that I do, because this was new to me. This was alienated to me, doing all this to the point that I'm doing it now. And because of each one of you, I was able to do it. And you have always been that constant. You have not changed. You have evolved, but you never went backwards. You went forward. You evolved, and you became more. Yes, my friend, you have gone through a lot of stuff, which I will not mention. Right, that's your business. You have gone through, but yet you always maintained. You could have more or less decayed. You could have more or less, shriveled up and locked away the world and said, okay, to hell with everything. But you didn't. You didn't. You maintained who you are. You have proven to many people and to us how strong you are. People might think that you're fragile and all these different things, but you have proven to us how strong you are. And I will even go to say that you are even stronger than some of us. You might be actually stronger than me. And that is for me, that is encouraging for me to look up to you for that, that encouragement to better myself. Because why? You yourself and all the things you do, you have pushed us directly and indirectly to better ourselves, to understand, to respect, to accept, and all these different things. And I want to thank you for doing those things. Though you may think you did nothing, you were just being BREN. You have done that for us. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that and allowing us in your space. Not necessarily you coming into ours, but us allowing us into your space and sharing yourself with us. Your time and your effort, everything, whatever. Thank you for that, my dear brother. Right. So at this time, while tears are now flowing from you, this is the part I allow the guests to end the live. So anyone that you would want to thank or say something, whatever, this is you. This is where you have the floor and you end your life.
Well, all I can say is that, well, this is just on the pathway. It's on the way to where I'm wanting to go. So this is just like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy on the pathway to it. This is on the way. So I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
Right.
And if I can help people along the way, might as well. Might as well.
Very much beautiful. Thank you. So this would be uploaded once TikTok gives me I should, by the time in the morning I should be able to download it off the TikTok recordings. This will be uploaded sometime during the course of the day. So by tomorrow evening, this live would be on YouTube. So for those who missed the beginning aspect, you can go to YouTube. Just go to the link in my bio, and it will send you straight to my YouTube channel, and you will see the live. You will see that live, and all the other ones that I have posted up as well. All the other roundtables and the first edition of Checkmate, all that is there, and other things too. So it has that. So BREN, I want to thank you so much for being a part of the roundtable. I want to thank the individuals that came up here tonight to share their love with you, to give you your flowers, because you do deserve it more than you deserve it a lot. I want to thank you for all the things that you do, the things that you have done, and the things you continue to do. I hope that God blesses you, the Grahas, especially Shani, blesses you to that point that you prosper and grow further and further. I look forward to our mini-series that we're going to do, that 3 live mini-series that we're going to do next month. I look forward to that and other stuff, and a lot more from you in this coming year. So thank you, my brother, for making the 13th edition of the Roundtable a hit. All right, so everyone, this is the end. This is where the curtain falls of the 13th edition of the Roundtable. Thank you all who are coming. Again, as I said, the 14th edition is going to be no other than that Latina fire, that little spark of, Latina, which is going to be Nella, aka Venus Leron. We're going to have her. I don't know how that's going to be. I may have to work with salsa and picante and all these other stuff, but let's see how it goes. All right, so she's going to be there. She's an awesome person, and we're going to learn a lot about her come that particular day. So I want to thank everyone who has been here. Thank you so much, and see you on Friday coming. Friday, I will be doing the 16 steps. This time, I will do it. So you guys will see me Friday night at 8 p.m. when I do the 16 steps of puja or devotion. All right, for all those who are looking forward to that, to understand the different substitutes for certain items, I will walk through those, and we will do that an aspect. When I'm doing Checkmate, because of work and stuff that we're doing, because we're changing out, we're doing spring cleaning in 5-star, that is a little tedious for now. So it would be done when it will be done within the first, I would have to say within the first 2 weeks of February, no later than that, within the first weeks of February. So that will have to be, because there's some stuff I'm doing right now. Okay, and I can share this with you guys. I wanted to, it's good news too. I have been considered for a proposition in the technical department because we are restructuring the whole team. So I have been considered for assistant lead technician, which is almost like a manager, assistant manager, which is good, not bad. So with that happening, and then we're doing a lot of restructure in work, we're moving out machines. That is where my time got taken up. So I want to kind of sort out that. That will be sorted out in the first 2 weeks of February. And well, actually, yeah, the first week that'll be sort of by the middle of it. So it has that. What I need to also notify you guys on is that the 4th, I'm supposed to be off on the 4th of February. That's a Tuesday. On that particular day, I will not be doing a live because Saturday, the 1st, is Royal Rumble. For those who know me perfectly well, they know that I am a wrestling fanatic. I don't care if it's make-believe. I just watch wrestling. So WWE Royal Rumble is on pay-per-views on the Saturday. So I'll be watching it on the Tuesday. So on that day, no live. Again, I'm just saying, I might do something, I'm not sure. But the round table, the checkmate would be done before the 15th of February. I can guarantee you that. It would be done. And it's going to be awesome because why? I have Saul, and we're going to talk about free will. All right, yeah, Kim, I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble. So yeah, me and Saul are going to talk about free will. It's going to be awesome. I can tell you from now, I am anti-free will. I don't necessarily believe in it. Because of faith and the God aspect. That's it. I don't mind listening to the other aspect of it, of how we may have it or whatever. So let's see how that goes. But for me, I am anti-free will. I don't believe that. I believe everything is more or less calculated. It's a cause and causality, action. For every action, there's a reaction. So that's me. So we'll see how that goes down in aspect. Right? So the debate or the discussion between me and Saul is going to be that. Come and check it out. You can never tell. They may have a wild card or a few wild cards. You can never tell. Because that particular topic is it could become very intense and it could become very spicy. So let's see where that goes. All right, people. Let me end at this point. Good night, everyone. And we'll pick up. Again, I should be live tomorrow. I should be live on the Friday. Tomorrow, I'm off. I might if I come home early tomorrow, I may go live. I might go for just come up for an hour just to breathe, because tomorrow is going to be very hectic in work. So I may come up for about an hour. So if you guys are around, come in and we can discuss stuff. It'll be like an open discussion. Anything you want to discuss for about an hour and a half, depending, we could talk about it. We could talk about anything that you guys might want to touch on. All right. So good night, everyone. Namaste. Vanakkam. Good night.